Welcome to the Social Podcast, where no discussion or debate is off limits.
Happy Thursday, welcome to the Social! We'd like to welcome back to the show author, broadcaster, and world champion hurdler. We love saying that. Perdita Felician is back today. Welcome back. Thank you. Welcome back. Okay, so if you're keeping track, we are one win away from a World Series.
Let's go. Man.
So, kind of baseball related, what are we thinking so far of the singers that have been chosen to perform our national anthem? Okay, well, Rufus Wainwright added we could call them a few twists to the O Canada ahead of Game 5 last night. It was kind of French-ish is what it was. So earlier in the week, J.P. Sachs sang a cappella. A lot of people also on social media not really feeling his rendition of our anthem either. So let's talk about the artists that have been chosen. What do we think of them so far, Perdita?
I don't want to be rude, but it's giving Kijiji. It's giving, like, Facebook Marketplace. Like, no, like, discount. Ooh. Like, we just found, he's a nice man. I'm sure his family loves him. But I feel like they're sacred. Anthems are sacred. You shouldn't just grab somebody randomly and just have them. That's what it gave to me. MLB has the right to find who they want to, but I feel like he didn't study hard enough. And if you're doing an anthem like ours, you got to get it right. It's too sacred to mess up like that. It's too sacred. Too sacred.
No, I think, first of all, I think it's very hard to find people who are A, available, and B, who want to take on that pressure. Remember what happened to Julie Black when she decided to do the anthem? She changed the words slightly after consulting with the Indigenous people, and she got so much backlash. So I think we can't forget how much pressure there is. And the article that we referenced talked about Rufus Wainwright as if he was like nobody knows who this person is. It's Rufus Wainwright. He is a gay icon. Cigarettes and Chocolate Milk was an amazing song. He did one of the best versions of Hallelujah by Leonard Cohen on Shrek. The Shrek.
Look at you. Fight for it. You're fighting for him.
He's a Canadian gay icon, in my opinion.
Okay, that's wonderful. And I'm not going to say anything negative because I've interviewed him several times and he's wonderful. But I just feel like times like now, this is the World Series. Kind of like think about it in football terms. This is the Super Bowl of baseball. And what does the Super Bowl do? They get the top people who everybody knows about to sing and to perform.
That's right.
So I'm a little bit surprised that they would choose him. Not that he's not an icon and he hasn't done great things. It's just he's not the most relevant person right now. And I don't think a lot of Canadians are like, when they think, who's that Canadian who's going to bring down the house? Rufus Wainwright. Like, I just don't think that's the name they're thinking of. So here are the options that if they asked me, and by the way, I'm available for this, to book those people, here are my suggestions. Serena Ryder, Misha Berger-Gosman, Michael Bublé.
Okay.
Julie Black, I know she had her little thing. Jessie Reyes, Shania Twain.
Yes.
And listen, on the top of my list is Celine Dion. I think if she sang, we would automatically win.
We don't know that none of those people were asked.
They can afford them.
We don't know.
Yeah,
we can afford them.
Celine is expensive.
Listen, I'll cough up. We'll do a GoFundMe to get Celine. If it's money they need, I'll give them the money. But I just feel like you needed to pick somebody who's a little bit more relevant to the times
right now.
And I also feel like he messed up the French because I feel like he's in the U.S. and he's like, they're not going to know if it's French or not.
He's not in the U.S. He's Canadian.
I know, but he's saying it there.
But he also messed up the English words. Let's not just say it's the French part. He also messed up the English words, which is why I think he didn't take it seriously. No disrespect to him. Sorry to this man. You just have to take an anthem like that seriously in both languages.
But he's born in the U.S. Do you think he kind of sabotaged us a little bit?
No.
Well, you know what?
Here's the thing. Here's the
he's
bottom line.
Canadian.
What we've learned is this. We talked about the Jonas Brothers earlier this week. Do you remember when we were like, oh, how come the Jonas Brothers are singing at the World Series? Oh, they're singing about cancer. Okay, what's happening here? We need a phone call from the MLB. We will curate your entertainment because whoever's in that department needs a little bit of help.
Thank you.
I'm going to add some more names to the list.
Yeah,
okay.
Yep.
He's been at many of the games. Justin Bieber, what you waiting for? He's been there.
Okay.
Other names, because the Americans got to have a clue. The Weeknd, hello.
True.
The Weeknd could be doing it.
True.
Shawn Mendes could be doing it.
Yeah.
We have tons of Canadian talent.
How did we come up with this list so quickly and they're like, Rufus? I don't understand what happened. There was a gap.
Can I just say something, though? Despite him getting it wrong, did you see pitch number 1 and pitch number 3? It was right?
Yeah.
So, mess up our anthem. Vladdy and Schneider said, okay, you want to mess up our anthem? Pow! Pow!
Boom.
Take that, right? And I
Good point.
loved it.
Good
That,
point.
that to me was, mess it up
Okay.
again then.
Good
Go ahead.
point.
That's
All
what
right,
you get.
but you know what, Rufus, we still love you.
Yes.
And you did your best.
He did.
All right, go Jays, go. All right, so the Jays have brought us a treat for Halloween, bringing the World Series back to Toronto and possibly winning it all on Friday, possibly. So the big question is, will you be changing your Halloween plans to match Game 6, folks? What are we doing on Friday?
I mean, my plans have gone sideways. For the last 3 or 4 years, I've always gone to my friend and podcast co-host Josie Dye's house. She's a radio host as well, and we do this thing as a ritual. Our kids are friends. They go around her neighborhood. It's become. We actually stay there. We set up a whole thing, and it's been fun. We've actually, occasionally had like a little glass of wine while we're there. But now she's a huge baseball fan, so she's got a ticket to this game.
canceled?
She canceled. So I have to do it now from my house, but this is where an advantage comes into play to have like a non-sporto in a relationship and a sporto, because I'm the one who's going to just keep going to the door. I'm the one who's there. Jason can watch the game. I was going to say the show. Jason can watch the game.
So you're not watching like that?
I don't think so.
that?
Actually, in fairness, I don't want to jinx it. I haven't been watching up until now.
Okay, don't watch.
Don't start.
Yeah, don't watch. Don't watch. Don't watch.
I shouldn't
Don't
say
watch.
Don't start.
Do not turn your television
don't.
on.
Yeah.
Don't start
Well,
now.
You're team Halloween?
How old is your daughter?
Nova's 6. She's gonna be Cinderella, and I like to loot her candy bag, so I'm not missing trick-or-treating for anybody because I like to eat her candy, and then at the end, I'll catch up, see where they are. They're gonna win, so I don't really need to watch. They're gonna be fine. That's how I feel.
I like that energy.
So last year, I don't know if you remember, the weather was wonky. It was 22 degrees on Halloween last year,
Wow.
which is why I remember my daughter was out till 9:30 trick-or-treating last year with her friends.
Late.
She was 10. She's now 11, really grown up. They like to stay out late, but I'm gonna tell her, I am your chaperone until 7:58.
And then
you're on your own, okay? And we're gonna go home. Now, my husband's the one always giving out the candy, but I have a feeling what he's gonna do is something that he actually hates when we go to other houses. You know the people who leave the bowls out?
Yep, help yourself.
Because help yourself, and we know that all the
Get
greedy
stolen.
kids get stolen. But I think tonight, you're gonna see some bowls outside of our house. Lights out at 8 p.m.
Yeah.
Lights
You know
out
what?
at our
And I
house.
totally agree with your husband, but I think it should go even further. This should not be an individual thing. Neighborhoods everywhere should
shut
put
it
up a
down.
laminated sign, put
That's
them in mailboxes on posts, and it should read, due to the Toronto Blue Jays being in the World Series,
Facts.
all trick-or-treating activities will conclude at 7:30 p.m.
Yes.
Eastern sharp.
Yes.
You think so? Thank you for considering and your patriotism.
Yes.
Everybody wrap things up at 7:30. Those of us
agree.
who are very superstitious, I don't want you interrupting me. I have to go a last-minute trip to the grocery store. You guys got to wrap it up. Start right after school, leave school straight, get all your candy, and get home. We're not dealing with it. It's a big night for us on Friday.
Okay.
So speaking of social media, have you noticed that there's a growing amount of tears on there lately? So for instance, actress Dove Cameron and influencer Emma Chamberlain, they recently posted crying selfies, and it seems to have launched kind of a trend and made a lot of other people weepy. So are crying selfies peak social media cringe, or should people be able to sort of share all emotions on social media?
What do you guys think? There's something about this that's very cringe and very emotionally manipulative. Crying is our first emotion that we learn. Babies use it, either wet, hungry, gassy. This is how they communicate. So when I see an adult who is now using this as a way to get attention, and they're making sure that the lighting is perfect, they got the tripod set up, and before they hit record, the face is already wet with tears. Emotionally, what do we all feel? We feel manipulated. And I wish that this generation would stop doing that. Like, it's wonderful that this generation is more in touch with their feelings, but then don't use that and weaponize it against the public to make us, to draw us into be like, what's wrong? I really hate it. And I'm also thinking about, like, when I'm ever really emotional and near tears, you know the last thing I'm thinking about?
Yeah.
My phone.
Yeah.
This is the last thing. Never mind recording it, but also posting it. I'm still kind of processing what's going on with me, but I want to post to the general public. And then we also complain about the comment section. Well, when you post a selfie of yourself crying, you're going to open yourself up to all kinds of criticism. Isn't that going to make things worse? Like, I just don't get it, and I really wish it's a trend that they would stop doing immediately.
What do you think, Pepita?
It's going to backfire.
I agree. So, based on the photos we just saw, it's giving, when I cry, I'm pretty, and when you all cry, you're ugly. That's what I got. It's almost like they're saying, like, look how cute I am when I
they set up
cry.
the shot.
No, well, here's the thing. To me, you're gonna turn into a meme, right? Why are you putting it out there? Post it, get all your feelings out, do the ugly cry, and then send it to the group chat, okay? Get all your friends to help you with your feelings, and then press delete. Don't post it to the internet because, again, like you said, it feels like you're just kind of taking advantage. And I really do think those people think they're really, really cute. That's why they're doing it. I feel most people are like, look at me, all attention. It's like a little bit narcissistic,
But it's
just
bad.
a little bit narcissistic.
I take a little bit of a different perspective on this. If everybody knows the model Bella Hadid, she's gorgeous, and if you follow her, you would think her life is so perfect. She's gorgeous, she's rich, she has horses, oh my gosh. So then all of a sudden, about 2 or 3 years ago, she posted a whole series of crying selfies, and it was actually very jarring when you look at the rest of her feed, because you went, whoa, what is going on with Bella? And so she actually was interviewed about this, and she basically said, I am having a mental health breakdown. Everybody thinks my life is so perfect, and she posted it to say, you are not alone. And it really, while it did invite some judgment, overall it was really, really positive. And so there is a part of me that we've all talked about it on this show. Everybody seems to have their highlight reel as their Instagram feed. Life's so perfect, life's so perfect. And so if you're willing to post the highs, I think if you're a full human, I think there's something to be said, if it's done authentically, to also post the fact that your life isn't perfect sometimes.
The lowlights.
And so the lowlights in addition to the highlights. And she actually was interviewed, and what I found she said was interesting. She said, I felt like it was just good for me to be able to speak my truth, and at some point I wasn't able to post nice, pretty pictures anymore. And she still says today, I was over it. And she says, I don't know if that's not what people want to see on Instagram, and that's fine. But her last line is, I don't have to be on Instagram forever. I feel like this is real, and real is the new real.
Yeah.
Sure. But now these
Interesting.
kids are doing it as a trend, and that's where
It's
the
where
problem
is that
is.
like line between being sincere and authentic, and I think
wanting attention.
maybe it's the lighting. Like maybe it's just that
The
simple.
tripod setup?
The tripod
Get a
setup.
ring light,
get your ring
People
light.
can tell when it's inauthentic. I think that is true.
Yeah.
All right, so let's move on to our next one. Reservations are now open for Dolly Parton's new Nashville hotel. Let's take a look.
Well, hey, it's Dolly. Today I'm excited to share some big news with you about my brand new Songteller Hotel and Life of Many Colors Museum right here in downtown Nashville.
Dolly just makes me happy. All right, so it's meant to be a unique way to experience the stories behind Dolly's life and music. So, would you guys go? Would you check it out? Okay.
I love Dolly. I interviewed her in Nashville. She's one of the real people that are out there doing the thing. What you see is what you get.
She's not crying on the
and,
internet.
she's not crying on the internet. And so while I love Dolly, I would much rather go to the Spice Girls Hotel. Now, it doesn't exist. It doesn't exist, but if I could knock on the door of the ladies and say, would you open a hotel in downtown London? I would be there in a heartbeat. Yes.
What about you? If you had to, any celebrity could open up a hotel.
Listen, Vibes Cartel was just in Toronto. I'm like, do I want to go to a Vibes Cartel hotel if I do? But I love dance hall. I love reggae. I love all the things. Like I didn't go to the tickets, but I saw it and I was just like, man, I love that vibe. And of course, we know everything's happening with Jamaica. It just made me think about what would I really enjoy? We love that culture, we love that energy. So it just brought me back to that. I'd love to go to like a good Vibes Cartel hotel, although Vibes is very outlandish, so that hotel you might not be able to check out properly. But
it might be an adult only.
Yeah, exactly. Don't bring your kids. But I think for me,
I get it.
Yeah.
For me, it's pretty obvious. It's Prince, and actually, this
Cynthia.
actually, guys, wait for it.
There's a place.
This existed. Yes,
I know.
there's a house. If anyone were Purple Rain fans, there's the house that you will remember where he grew up as the character, the kid. And that house, we're not getting an outside shot, but someone bought it and then worked with Wendy and Lisa from the Revolution to actually temporarily kid it all out with some of his original like memorabilia, his costumes from that, and so you could stay during. It was in honor of the 40th anniversary of Purple Rain, the album that came out last year, and so there was a small window of time where you could stay there. And to me, this should just be a permanent thing. I don't think you can rent it anymore on Airbnb, but my goodness, someone needs to bring that back because I would move in.
That would be very cool.
Right?
I would love it.
For me, it goes without saying that the Oprah Hotel, which I would just name
Oh, yeah.
Right? So I'm thinking this is more boutique hotel, not like the Marriott with a bunch of chains. Maybe like 10 to 20 rooms. Each room would be designed by Nate Berkus. Remember Nate Berkus?
Yes.
And his partner Jeremiah, who's on Queer Eye. So every room would be individual. There'd be a library with all of her favorite books. There'd be a spa, and then there would always be some special guests from one of her podcasts to give a little speech.
In a car, you get a car.
Listen, no. And
in my hotel.
Every single room would be filled with all of her favorite things, like her favorite toothpaste, her favorite throw, her favorite everything, the PJs, everything. To me, I would live there.
Yeah.
That would be the perfect one.
You know what?
Oprah, if you're listening,
She's got enough money. She doesn't even need to open this hotel,
is
even though
true.
we'd all stay there.
I would do it for her.
Yeah,
I'll manage
it's
it.
true. So, reality TV producer Andy Cohen admitted on Call Her Daddy, the podcast, that the guys he's met on dating apps don't know him from Watch What Happens Live, one of his shows, and also don't watch The Housewives, which he produces all of them. So, do you prefer to date people who are outside of your industry? You're an athlete, Perdita. You're now in media.
All those
That's right.
good-looking athletes running all over the place.
Looks can kill sometimes. Listen,
Okay.
so I would never date another professional athlete. I think I'm on the couch, my cleats is hurting, you're on the couch, your cleats is hurting, we can't help each other, okay? So I say separate the two. However, my husband, Morgan Campbell, is a sports writer, so it does blend over a little bit, but he's not an athlete in that way, right? So we can talk shops, but do you want to see your spouse every single day? I mean, yes, you do, but do I want to work with you? Do I want to be on a call with you? Like, my husband could never coach me, and there's athletes who have their partners coach them. I think you should keep a clear line of communication. We've been together 18 years. It works for that reason, but I would not want you to come into the track every day with me and tell me how high to jump the hurdle.
That would be hard.
You are. You are.
Yeah, I mean, Jason and I met through, like, we went to film school together, and then we both ended up in the same industry. Actually, in fact, he had used some footage of me that he had shot on a demo reel, and that's kind of how we ended up getting together. Someone else saw it. He liked what he saw, and then yeah. Anyway, I mean, I really do value it. He's been instrumental in sort of bringing me from being a producer to being on air. He helped me out. Do we fight sometimes? Like, we don't work every day together, but I love being able to come home and being able to talk.
He gets on your nerves sometimes.
He gets on my nerves sometimes, but he understands the language and the shorthand. But that's different. Like, this question of, like, would I want somebody, like, would you date? You're out on the single scene. Someone's like, I recognize you from The Social.
Absolutely not.
No way.
That's the biggest turn off. I want the guy who's like, I don't watch a lot of television. I don't. Oh my God, that's the only guy I'm dating. I'm not interested. My cousin now, she's now divorced, so I can talk about this guy. She was married to this guy. And as soon as he found out that I worked in television, he would not leave my side. What's this person like? And what's that person like? And I thought to myself, this is exactly what I don't want in someone that I'm dating. I don't want you to be enamored with this life. I want you to
be a little bit of a fan?
No.
Just a little tiny bit of a fan?
I want you to be fan. I want you to be fan
He's not
of
working in the
Andrea.
industry. He's not working in the industry. That's a fan.
Here's the deal. I don't want somebody. There are lovely, lovely men in this, and you guys are all wonderful. But I don't want to. I've never dated anybody who works in television, and I maintain that, and I'm hoping to always maintain that. And I also don't want someone who's enamored with what I do. That's what I was trying to say. I want someone who has their own life. They have their own universe. They have their own thing. So when we get together, we have interesting conversation. And it's not us always talking shop. I don't want that. And I've never dated that, and I like it. I also prefer a man who's not on social media and doesn't take selfies and post them or crying videos. It's just, there's a little bit of a long list of, like, what I like. But yeah, I want you to have your own thing. I like a nerd. Any nerds out there?
I mean, listen,
Yeah.
to continue the theme from yesterday's show, I mean, construction works real nice, Andrea. I just want to say, my husband is not in the industry. He works in construction, and boy, oh boy, is it perfect. Oh, this was us on date night. Date night 2 weeks ago. And you know why we still really like each other? Because we don't work at the same industry. I'm positive.
I agree.
And I think part of that is the opposite, which is I love that he has no idea the ins and outs. You know, there's intricacies of what we do. And for some people that works. For me, my head is so far in the ground when it comes to work. When I get home, I need him to grab me by the back of the shirt, yank me out of that hole, ground me back into reality. And he's got always a great outsider's perspective. So if I'm whining about something, if I'm complaining about something, he gives me completely unbiased outsider. Well, what about this perspective? And I think if he was in the industry, I'd be like, you know, I don't know, maybe we'd fight more about it. But I love the fact that, I mean, I
think actually what we're discovering here, though, is like, I don't think it really matters. I think it does come down to the
compatibility.
It is. It really has nothing to do with what their job is.
I agree with that.
And I mean, but where I can agree, I think we can all agree, I don't want to work with my partner. Those people are a different thing. Like working day to day, I think that's the fastest way.
Barely want to share the same house.
Oh my gosh. It is so true. Well, Perdita, thank you so much for coming back. We always love seeing you. Thank you.
Pleasure. Always. Thank you.
Subscribe to The Social Podcast so you don't miss a fiery debate. Until next time, socialites.